Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Getting Started with Ressio. In today's episode, we're going to go over the specifications module and how we can use that with Ressio in order to share information with our internal team members, our clients, and our subcontractors in a really nice controlled way without having to do a lot of double data entry. So one of the really nice things about the specifications page in Ressio is that the information that you're adding into your estimate automatically feeds over here, including all of your specifications, your categories, your cost items, your descriptive fields, your files and photos, and any of the cost details if you choose to share that as well. It also would show all of your selections and things like that so that you can easily share this information with your clients. So going through the specifications tab here, you can see we do have a search bar right at the top where we can easily search for information by the title of the category or the cost item or information in there. We have all of the great rich text formatting capabilities here as well. So you can see I've got a little numbered list and I'm using some bold font here. It's nice that we can create little lists and organize things in ways that we like to do so. And then we've got the ability to start messages directly from the specifications page. If I need to make adjustments to the descriptive internal or the internal notes of an item or assign a vendor right from here, I can do so. I can access detailed selection information about allowances, due dates, things like that. And I can even access existing files and photos or add in new files and photos as well. If I'm messaging through the specifications module, I can also message publicly to everyone involved. I can message just to my customers. I can message to my vendors directly, or I can add in messages that are only shared internally to those who have access to this project. Speaking of sharing this information, Ressio has a lot of control over how you might want to share this information with your internal team, your vendors, and your clients. For internal team, anybody who has access to this project would have access to the specifications page. For your clients, you do have the ability to determine whether or not you want to give clients the access to this page right from the project details tab under client permissions. You can go ahead and actually share this information with them right in the web portal that they would be able to access. So they can just grab the web browser, they can go to the specs tab, and they would be able to see all of that same information. They can even make choices on selections, which is a really great way to have them make choices on a whole slew of selections that you've released to them all at once. That way they can go through and make those quick determinations. They can see the attached files and photos. They can even start message threads as well if they have questions. They'll be able to message you and they'll be able to message what they call the public thread. They will not be able to communicate directly with the vendor without you involved in the conversation, however, because that public thread is available to everyone. So we don't want them communicating with the vendor without you being able to see those conversations. They can also attach their own files and photos as well, which is really helpful if you're having them do open-ended selections where you want them to submit additional materials. When sharing this information with your vendors, there are a couple of different ways to do so. One is that through the magic links that you send out and through the trade partner portal that we have, you can give vendors access to specifications that they are the assigned vendor on, which can be really helpful for sharing new scope of work information or updated files and documents. You can always print off a copy of this spec sheet with any filters that you've put into place. And then finally, and what the one I like the most is that you can also generate a QR code that ties directly to this project spec sheet. This QR code live updates. So as you make changes to specifications, any of those changes would be showcased here. It shows the project name, the site address. You can either print this out and post it on the job site, or you can generate this link from your mobile app as well and give vendors access to it if you want to control who has access to this information on the job site. A couple other things that we'll take a look at here is that we do have the ability to control what data is shown in this view. If you want to share cost breakdowns, being item details, you can do that as well. This might be more common in open book projects, but generally this level of detail is shared on the proposals documents or in the budget on an open book project. And then you and your client, when they access the specifications tab, would also have the ability to toggle on and off certain items. So if I want to see only my selections, or if I only want to see the selections that are currently in draft or released, I can very easily do that simply by checking and unchecking these specific boxes. So that's the really nice thing about the specifications tab in Ressio, is that it populates over from the work that you're already doing on the estimate. Any changes and messages and attachments that are added here would populate back to the estimate as well. And then there's a lot of control over what level of access you give to your internal team members, your clients, and your trade partners. If you have any specific questions about the specifications module of Ressio or anything else related to the platform, please feel free to reach out to our support team at any time. Thanks.